that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society.
Yes, that's right. Two-tier justice is going to become official policy because the Sentencing Council have put new guidelines in place that mean that you get preferential treatment if you are, for example, part of an ethnic minority or a certain religion when you are being sentenced. And the Justice Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, she claims that she is against this decision, but that she is essentially powerless and there's not really much she could have done to stop it. She says, I have been clear in my view that these guidelines represent differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture, or religion. This is unacceptable, and I formally set out my objections to this in a letter to the Sentencing Council this week. I'm extremely disappointed by the Council's response. All options are on the table, and I will legislate if necessary. So that last line there suggesting that she may do something about this, but has the government actually done everything that they can do to stop it? We'll have a look at a moment at Keir Starmer's response and some of the options that they have had on the table and will have on the table in future. But first, let's take a look at what the rest of Christopher Hope's explanation on GB News was about this and exactly what these new guidelines mean.
I've been talking to the Prime Minister moments ago. I asked him twice, will you just scrap the Sentencing Council? It's a quango. You have the power to scrap it. What you don't do is have the power to overrule it. And frankly, the judges now are looking back at the elected politicians here, both Sir Keir Starmer and Shabana Mahmood, who is a Justice Secretary, and saying, I'm afraid to say, these are what's going to happen. And from Tuesday, this is what will happen. Judges will prepare pre-sentencing reports where necessary. And if someone is of ethnic, cultural or faith minority, or a young person under 25, or a woman or a pregnant woman, they will get a special sentencing report. Normally those pre-sentencing reports do mean that the sentence is mitigated, that time is taken off for a jail term, for example. What it means, though, is that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society. And that is unacceptable to the Prime Minister. He said in terms there, I said twice, will you scrap the Sentencing Council? He said all options are open. Shabana Mahmood, she's the Justice Secretary, she's put out a note just moments ago. She said that in her view, these guidelines represent clear differential treatment under which someone's outcomes may be influenced by their race, culture or religion. This is unacceptable, says the Justice Secretary, and I formally set out my objections, she says, in a letter to the Sentencing Council last week. She is extremely disappointed, she says, by what's happened here. All options on the table, that same language used there by Keir Starmer, and they will legislate if necessary. The question now, though, is can they legislate by Tuesday? The answer surely is not. It will take months and months, and in that period, there'll be a lot of uncertainty, I think, for white men in front of the judges.
So there we go. There are some options on the table for the government to do something about this, but as Christopher Hope from GB News said there, this could take months and months and surely won't be anything that can come into place by Tuesday. So the question is, was there actually anything that they could have done about it? Well, before we take a look at that, let's just have a quick look at Starmer's response to this today.
Well, look, I'm disappointed in this response, and the Lord Chancellor is obviously continuing to engage on this, and we're considering our response. And, you know, all options are on the table, but I am disappointed at this outcome, and now we'll have to consider what we do as a result.
So there we go. That was Keir Starmer saying all options are on the table. And of course, we have here again Shabana Mahmood's comment saying that she will legislate if necessary. Are they really doing everything that they can as they have made it out in those responses? Well, Robert Jenrick, he certainly doesn't think so. And he has been going crazy about this on Twitter. He's even put up a live ticker counting down the time until these two-tier sentencing rules come into force. And he seems to blame Keir Starmer. You see it says hashtag two-tier Keir below the ticker there. And he points out to Shabana Mahmood that he produced a bill that would give the power for them to stop these biased sentencing rules, as he calls them, but she refused to take that bill that he put together. He says, your promise to legislate down the line is too little, too late. From Tuesday, you will preside over a sentencing system you conceded is two-tier. So Shabana Mahmood and Keir Starmer trying to distance themselves from the Sentencing Council, saying this is an independent body, there isn't really much that we can do about it. We'll try and put some legislation in place as a bit of an afterthought. But Robert Jenrick, he's not having any of it. Lee Harris also tweeted saying, "Stop lying, your performative outrage is not working. You were given an opportunity to support a bill that would stop this from happening and you blocked it. You're an absolute disgrace. Resign." What I expect has happened there, look, I haven't looked through all the detail of exactly what was in Robert Jenrick's bill, but he had put together a bill that would stop this two-tier sentencing. But I guess they probably wouldn't want to big up a Tory and say thank you so much for your great bill that you wrote as a concern. Why would they want to essentially congratulate and vindicate the Tories in that way? So they haven't used Robert Jenrick's bill. Instead, they've left it until now. And as Christopher Hope said in his explanation, from Tuesday, if you are a white man in this country, you are probably going to face tougher sentencing than people who have coloured skin and follow certain religions. It is just absolutely beyond belief the position that we are in. Also, the meeting where the Sentencing Council decided upon these new rules. Apparently, there was actually someone from the government, like a representative there, I think from Shabana Mahmood's office or department, who was there in the meeting and did not raise any objections to what was being suggested there. So that has to raise some questions, right? So there we go. That is the latest update on two-tier Britain under two-tier Keir. What a world we are living in. So if you're a white man, please be careful. Do not do anything to break the law, because you may be behind bars for a long period of time under this new system that is being put in place from Tuesday. However, if you are a person of colour and you are from you follow a certain religion, do whatever you want, guys. Go do some shoplifting, go commit a few murders, whatever, guys, because you'll get away with it. You won't have to go to prison because you'll be treated preferentially, because we know that our justice system will protect you, even if you are a horrible rapist, a horrible paedophile, a horrible murderer. As long as you are not a white man, you're going to be just fine. Anyway, I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.